So the Los Angeles Lakers are trying to trade Russell Westbrook, as we all know. But what's holding that back is, a few things. But supposedly the Lakers, if they do a trade with the Jazz, they want it to be in a 3-team trade when the Jazz trade Donovan Mitchell. And I've said that if they were going to do a trade with the Jazz, that was the only way it was going to be. I've always thought since the Pat Bev deal, they would have put Russell Westbrook and done a big old deal if they could have, or if it would have been a deal that they would have won. At this point, I believe that they believe it's in their best interest to wait till the Knicks pull the trigger on the Jazz deal and try to hop in that deal and be like, hey, who doesn't want all those big old, contracts? We'll take it. Someone take Russ. And I think that's fine, because I told you the only other two teams are the Pacers and the Spurs. And the Pacers, have a combination of Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, and TJ McConnell. Even though TJ McConnell hasn't been mentioned, I just think that's somebody they should be interested in. And then the Spurs have Josh Richardson, Doug McDermott, and Jakob Poeltl. So for me, if they weren't going to trade with the Jazz, I would hit the Spurs every day and be like, Spurs. But let's talk about why this is something that's been happening. And for us, I think it's definitely a very, very interesting situation due to the fact that this is what Marc Stein of the Stein Line wrote. So if the Knicks manage to win the trade race for Utah's Donovan Mitchell, or even if another team unexpectedly beats them to Mitchell, league sources said there's a decent chance that the Lakers will be involved in the deal. The two future first-round picks that the Lakers possess in 2027 and 2029 are the kind of top-shelf draft picks that the Jazz CEO Danny Ainge is believed to covet. Russell Westbrook's $47 million expiring contract in those picks could be the Lakers' entree to a potential 3-team swap, depending on the players that would land in Los Angeles. The Lakers, I'm told, continue to hold firm on the position that they will agree to surrender both of their future first in the same deal only if the trade makes them a certified contender. Does a 3-team trade that routes, say, Bojan Bogdanovic and Evan Fournier to the Lakers rise to that level? First off, that's only $37 million. So give me Malik Beasley, or give me a combination of Rudy Gay and I believe maybe, I'm trying to think of somebody on, I don't know if you want to go for any of the young guys. The Knicks really don't have anyone I want anymore because it's all young guys and all their vets are on bigger contracts. So I'd probably want a combination of like Malik Beasley, Evan Fournier, and Bojan Bogdanovic for those Russell Westbrook and the 3 first-round picks. Now, Marc Stein says that he's also hearing that if no trade involving Westbrook materializes, and if he's on the roster when the Lakers start practicing on September 27th for the first day of training camp, new Lakers coach Darvin Ham remains determined to carve out a real role for Westbrook, sources say. The Lakers are determined. Okay? Lakers coach is determined to carve out a real role for Russ. Like I said in the title of the video, Darvin Ham okay with Russell Westbrook staying. Sources said the Lakers today have strongly resisted the idea of shelving Westbrook completely until they can find a trade for him, like Rockets tried last season with John Wall, even after trading for a long time. Westbrook adversary Patrick Beverley, Westbrook, who turns 34 in November, appeared in 78 of 82 of the last games. And the league sources say the Lakers were clearly resistant to the idea of swapping Taylor Horton-Tucker for Beverley when the teams began discussing a potential swap in July, owing the Lakers' desire to be younger, faster, and more athletic this season. 6 weeks after that, two things have changed. It became apparent that a trade for Kyrie would not be available in the near future after Kevin Durant rescinded his trade demand. And 2, LeBron signed a max contract extension with the Lakers on the 18th of August that firmly steered the franchise into a win-now mode. Swapping Horton-Tucker for the 34-year-old point guard certainly qualifies as a win-now move for the Lakers, but Beverley has to stay on the floor healthy, delivered to validate the decision to abandon Horton-Tucker. And I just think it's wild, the whole situation that is. But that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of all this? And if you were in their shoes, what are you thinking? I think the whole situation's a bit interesting because it's like, look, the Lakers need to get rid of Russell Westbrook. I don't think there's any reason that, you know, they should keep him. If someone can tell me that there's a good reason that they should, let me know. I'd love to find out. But I hope you guys have a great day.